Let's dive in. The story begins in a simple restaurant in a Chinese village. A group of friends finished eating and decided to chat and joke with the cook. Afterwards, the father of one of them told them to return to training and stop playing. These three young men were named Shen, Bing, and Li, and the girl was named Mei, who was Li's younger sister. While they were training, Shen said that one day he would become a legendary martial arts master to defend the weak. But Bing and Li mocked him until he got upset and angry. Mei ran after him to console him. After many days, Shen and Li went to their friend Bing's house to celebrate his birthday, but they were shocked to find everyone dead and no one alive. The strange thing was that Bing was missing and there was no trace of him. Additionally, Shen found poisoned needles in the bodies of the victims. Shen took the poisoned needles to his master, who was horrified and terrified. The master explained that the only person who uses such needles is Tian Luo, the most dangerous assassin in all of China, whom no one has been able to catch or defeat in combat. Shen was puzzled and didn't understand why Tian Luo killed Bing's family. Unfortunately, news of the family's death reached the village chief, who was deeply shocked. He realized that the merciless assassin Tian Luo had returned and ordered the soldiers to spread the news everywhere, urging people to be cautious. Meanwhile, Shen and his friend Li were worried about Bing since he was still missing. Shen started investigating his disappearance and hung posters in the streets to search for him. At night, Shen stayed awake, unable to sleep as he was preoccupied with his thoughts. Suddenly, he heard a strange noise and noticed assassins trying to kill him. These assassins were Tian Luo's followers and wanted to eliminate Shen because he started investigating them and might expose them. Luckily, Shen was skilled in martial arts and managed to defeat them with the help of his master. After the assassins fled, the master scolded Shen, telling him he had put his life in danger and must leave the village, or else the assassins would finish him off. The master also spoke to Shen about Master Sun, a martial arts expert who lived in the mountains and knew a unique secret fighting style called the art of Bajay. However, he only trained people with kind hearts and extraordinary determination. Shen decided to leave the village and train with him to avenge his friend Bing against the assassin Tian Luo. Shen bid farewell to his master and friends and set out through forests and mountains until he finally met Master Sun. At first, Master Sun ignored him and refused to respond. Shen knelt and waited silently. Initially, Master Sun didn't want to train Shen, but observed him from afar day and night. After 3 days, Shen remained steadfast in his place without eating or drinking. Master Sun realized Shen's strong determination and handed him his bag to carry. Shen felt happy because this was a sign that the master accepted him. He followed him silently to begin training and learn the secret art of Bajay. However, Master Sun tested him further and refused to let him into the house until he was fully convinced. Shen tried to get closer to him and even caught and cooked quail for him. Master Sun ate and was satisfied. In the end, Master Sun realized Shen had a kind heart as he brought him food and slept outside to avoid disturbing him. The next day, Shen woke up to find the master starting the training. Despite Sun's old age, he lifted heavy stones weighing up to 90 kilograms. Shen tried to imitate him, wanting to become as strong as him. Master Sun's goal in lifting heavy weights was to strengthen Shen's nerves so he could deliver deadly strikes and use the secret techniques of the Bajay art to their full potential. Meanwhile, the assassin Tian Luo was furious because Shen had disappeared from the village and his followers couldn't find him. He ordered them to kill Shen's master. The next day, people gathered and were shocked to find the master murdered. Even Mei and the village chief heard the news and were deeply saddened. Shen, on the other hand, had completed the first part of his training and greatly improved. Master Sun told him to return to the village because he had heard of problems there. Shen took his training spirit and returned to his village. But as soon as he entered, he was shocked to see posters with his picture. This was a disaster. The police and villagers believed Shen had killed his master because Tian Luo had planted false evidence to frame him. Shen tried to stay hidden so no one would recognize him. When he reached the martial arts school where he had trained, memories of the past flooded back, and he felt a new wave of sadness for his master, who had raised him after his father's death. When Shen returned to his friend Li, he was shocked to find that criminals had kidnapped Mei, Li's sister. It turned out they were holding her hostage because of debts her brother owed them. The problem was that Shen couldn't save her because they threatened to kill her. He became furious with Li for causing these problems and tried to restrain him to stop his bad habits. Suddenly, 3 criminals appeared and started fighting Shen. Luckily, Shen knew the basics of the Bajay art and managed to defeat all 3 of them. After they fled, an unknown person appeared. It was their friend Bing. At first, Shen felt happy to finally find him, but Bing was angry and accused Shen of killing his family. Bing believed Shen was the masked person who attacked them, as the attacker fought just like Shen and even had his book. Shen insisted he couldn't have done it because he was at Bing's house with Li to celebrate his birthday. But the shocking truth was that Li also confessed against Shen and believed that he was the killer because the evidence at the crime scene matched him exactly. Shen realized that Tian Lu wanted to frame him for a disaster and had turned his friends against him. He resolved to clear his name and uncover the truth. At first, Shen disguised himself and went to speak with the mayor because he was the only one who trusted him and would believe his story. However, he was surprised to find a deadly duel taking place between a Chinese fighter and a Japanese fighter, with everyone gathered to watch. Unfortunately, the Japanese Japanese fighter won easily. Shen, of course, became angry because the Chinese were humiliated, and he decided to challenge him to prove his strength. Indeed, Shen used the secrets of Bajay martial arts and its devastating strikes, rendering the opponent unconscious in seconds. The mayor felt proud. After the fight, Shen thanked him for hosting him and revealed his disguise. The mayor told him not to worry because he raised him from a young age and knew he couldn't have killed his teacher or the Ping family. He even gave him 30 gold coins and asked him to rest so they could talk. The mayor told Shen he was skilled in Baikwan and asked him to train the village youth under his supervision for a hefty sum of money. But Shen respectfully declined because Master Sun had asked him to preserve all the secrets and not teach the martial art to anyone under any circumstances. Shen wanted to return the money to the mayor, but the mayor insisted he keep it and think about his offer. After Shen took the gold coins, he went to confront the thugs who had kidnapped me. However, the scoundrels took the money and refused to return it. Shen became furious and mercilessly beat them. He used powerful Bajay strikes to destroy the criminals one by one until he made his way to me and rescued her from the kidnapping. Afterward, he decided to burn down the contraband warehouse because it was corrupting the village youth and harming them. The contraband traders felt outraged and decided to inform their leader. Shen then went to Li and told him he had freed his sister from the kidnapping, but left her tied up so she wouldn't return to the contraband. Suddenly, Mi appeared and said that one of the criminals Shen had beaten had lost his life, and the police were scouring the streets. Shen was astonished because he had only delivered non-lethal strikes. Additionally, the three of them left the village and went to Master Sun's residence to rest. After a short while, Shen decided to return to examine the body of the young man who had died and find out what had killed him. Mi was afraid for him, but he ignored her and continued on his way. When he reached the body, he noticed something strange on the skin. Upon closer inspection, he discovered a poison needle, realizing that Tian Lu was the one who had killed him. He was shocked to find the victim's fist clenched. When he opened it, he found a distinctive chain, which turned out to be the same chain the mayor had. Shen discovered that the mayor was the real Tian Lu. He told Mi and her brother Li that he would bravely confront the mayor without fear. The next day, Shen went to meet the mayor, but overheard him and his assistant from a distance. Realizing that he was behind spreading contraband and corrupting the youth in the village, Shen felt intense anger. Meanwhile, Li went to meet Ping and told him they had discovered the true identity of Tian Lu. Naturally, Ping was furious because he believed Shen had killed his family. However, Li told him that Shen was his dear friend and needed his support in this difficult time. When Shen finally stood face to face with the mayor, he told him he knew all his secrets and was there to seek revenge. At first, the mayor pretended to be innocent and refused to confess. But when Shen presented him with the poisoned needle, his true identity was revealed. He admitted that he was Tian Lu and had orchestrated everything from the start because Shen's father had been his archenemy and had thwarted all his plans in the past. The fight between them began, with Tian Lu initially dominating due to his exceptional martial arts skills. However, Shen countered with the secret techniques he had learned from Bajay. His friends Li and Ping also arrived to help him. Shen felt joy that Ping had finally forgiven him, and the three of them launched an attack. Unfortunately, during the battle, Tian Lu treacherously attempted to strike Shen with a poisoned needle. Ping sacrificed his life to save his friend. The three were forced to flee, trying to get Ping to a doctor as quickly as possible, but it was in vain because Tian Lu's poisoned needles were extremely lethal. Before Ping lost his life, he apologized to Shen for doubting him and said, "I've always considered you like a brother, and you must avenge me and my family." Then he passed away. Shen felt immense sorrow and vowed with Li to eliminate Tian Lu and his associates for their actions. After Ping's death, Shen focused on one goal only, avenging Tian Lu. He returned to training in Bajay day and night without rest, discovering new skills over time and finally unleashing his true power. One night, while Li and his sister Mi were asleep, Shen silently slipped out to seek revenge on Tian Lu. He reached Tian's house unnoticed by the guards. While spying on him, he saw Tian sitting in front of a mirror drying his face. That's when the horrifying truth was revealed. Tian Lu removed his mask, revealing that he was Shen's teacher, who had trained him since childhood. Shen was utterly shocked and couldn't believe his eyes. Eventually, the teacher realized someone was watching him and came out to confront Shen with the truth. Naturally, Shen asked him why he had done all this. The teacher confessed everything, explaining that he and Shen's father had been friends and had stolen a large sum of money. But before they could spend it, Shen's father's conscience awakened, and he decided to return the money. The teacher killed him and spent years plotting revenge against Shen because his father had ruined his plan. He decided to eliminate the mayor and assume his identity to seize his wealth. Shen concluded that his teacher was insane and engaged in a fierce battle with him to end his evil. The fight began, with both of them exchanging powerful blows. Initially, the teacher had the upper hand due to his vast experience, knocking Shen to the ground. But Shen gathered his strength and stood up again. He unleashed the full destructive power of Bajay, delivering devastating strikes. The teacher weakened and could no longer resist. In the end, Shen captured the teacher and was about to finish him off. The teacher cried and apologized for everything he had done, promising to turn himself in to the police. However, he treacherously threw a poisoned needle at Shen, hoping to catch him off guard. The teacher rejoiced, thinking Shen was dead, but Shen had deflected the needle using his special book and returned to the fight. This time, he completely defeated the teacher, rendering him unconscious. The police arrived and arrested the teacher. Before being taken to prison, the teacher confessed all his secrets to Shen, telling him, "You are a talented young man, and you must pass on your knowledge to future generations." Despite being a madman and a killer, Shen showed him respect because he had been the one who taught him martial arts from the beginning. If you like the video, subscribe to the channel and activate the notification button so you never miss an update. See